Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 19, Sloka 5. Topic: The conditioning of sex life by His Grace Sundar Gopāl dāsa. Please repeat. Martyavatara Tvihamartya Sikshana Rakshyo Vadaye Vana Kevalam Vibho Utonyatachyad Ramatasva Atmana Sita Kritani Vyasananishwarasya Martya as a human being, Avataraha, whose incarnation, Tu, however, Iha, in the material world, Martya Shikshanam, for teaching all the living entities, especially human beings, Raksha Vadaya, to kill the demon Ravana, Eva, certainly, not Kevalam, only Vibhoho, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kutaha, from where, Anyata, otherwise, there would be Ramataha, of one enjoying sway in himself, Atmanaha, the spiritual identity of the universe, Sita, of the wife of Lord Ramachandra, Kritani, appearing due to this operation, Vyasanani, all the miseries, Ishwarasya, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It was ordained that Ravana, chief of the Rakshasas, could not be killed by anyone but a man, and for this reason, Lord Ramachandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared in the form of a human being. Lord Ramachandra's mission, however, was not only to kill Ravana, but also to teach mortal beings that material happiness centered around sex life or centered around one's wife is the cause of many miseries. He is the self-sufficient Supreme Personality of Godhead, and nothing is lamentable for him. Therefore, why else could he be subjected to tribulations by the kidnapping of Mother Sita? Please repeat. It was ordained that Ravana, chief of the Rakshasas, could not be killed by anyone but a man. And for this reason, Lord Ramachandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared in the form of a human being. Lord Ramachandra's mission, however, was not only to kill Ravana, but also to teach mortal beings that material happiness centered around sex life or centered around one's wife is the cause of many miseries. He is the self-sufficient Supreme Personality of Godhead, and nothing is lamentable for him. Therefore, why else could he be subjected to tribulations by the kidnapping of Mother Sita? But when the Lord appears in this universe in the form of a human being, he has two purposes, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.8. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha duskritam. To destroy the demons and protect the devotees. To protect the devotees, the Lord not only satisfies them by his personal presence, but also teaches them so that they will not fall down from devotional service. By his personal example, Lord Ramachandra taught the devotees that it is better not to enter married life, which is certainly followed by many tribulations. as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 7 Canto 9 chapter 45th verse. Yenmai tunadi gruhamedi sukam hitujjam kandu yayena karayori vadukka dukkam trupyanti neha krupana bahudukka bhaja kandu tivan manasijam vishaheta dira. Kripanas, those who are not advanced in spiritual knowledge and who are therefore just the opposite of Brahmanas, generally take to family life, which is a concession for sex. Thus, they enjoy sex again and again, although that sex is followed by many tribulations. This is a warning to devotees to teach this lesson to devotees and to human society in general. Lord Sri Ramachandra, although the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, underwent a series of tribulations because he accepted a wife, Mother Sita. Lord Ramachandra underwent these austerities, of course, only to instruct us. Actually, he never has any reason to lament for anything. Another aspect of the Lord's instruction is that one who accepts a wife must be a faithful husband and give her full protection. Human society is divided into two classes of men, those who strictly follow the religious principles and those who are devotees. By his personal example, Lord Ramchandra wanted to instruct both of them how to fully adapt the discipline of the religious system and how to be a beloved and dutiful husband. Otherwise, he had no reason to undergo apparent tribulations. One who strictly follows religious principles must not neglect to provide all facilities for the complete protection of his wife. There may be some suffering because of this, but one must nevertheless endure it. That is the duty of a faithful husband. By his personal example, Lord Ramachandra demonstrated this duty. Lord Ramachandra could have produced hundreds and thousands of sitas from his pleasure energy. But just to show the duty of a faithful husband, he not only rescued Sita from the hands of Ravana, but killed Ravana and all the members of his family. Another aspect of the teachings of Lord Ramachandra is that although Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his devotees may apparently suffer from material tribulations, they have nothing to do with such tribulations. They are the Purushas, liberated persons, and are under all circumstances. It is therefore said in the Chaitanya Bhagavata, Madhyakanda 9.240, Yata deke Vaishnavera Vyavahara Dukka, Nishchaya Janiha Taha Paramananda Sukha. A Vaishnava is always firmly situated in transcendental bliss because of engagement in devotional service. Although he may appear to suffer material pains, his position is called transcendental bliss in separation, viraha. The emotions a lover and beloved feel when separated from one another actually very blissful, although apparently painful. Therefore, the separation of Lord Ramachandra from Sita Devi and as well as the consequent tribulation they suffered is but another display of transcendental bliss. That is the opinion of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Om Agnanatimirantasya Gnananjanakshalaakaya Chakshusme Nilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Thank you very much. Joining in with our Saturday Srimad Bhagavatam class.
Not mine, Prabhu one. Two. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
So here we are continue hearing the pastimes of Lord Ram because this subject is not written in the Ramayana. Is it there in Ramayana?
No.
No. So you see how Lord Ram's appearance, because everybody know he came to kill Ravana. Everybody know Ramayana pretty well. Yes.
Yes.
But here you can see in this Bhagavatam, the Lord came here to also teach the conditioning nature of sex life and how one suffers tremendous tribulation by going through that. That's why it's very important that we understand uh, what is this ashram all about. And because of that, there is actually training. The student called brahmachari, he has to learn about how detrimental it is to enter into the grihastha ashram. So that's why the early stage from age of 5 to the age of 25, one has to stay with the spiritual master. That's why it says brahmachari gurukule. Is brahmachari in the house? Huh? Brahmachari go to house? Where he goes? Ashram. What ashram? Grihastha ashram. Yes. He goes to the Gurukul. That's why the verse is there. Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandatam Guruhitam. Right?
7.
So see, this is the life of the brahmachari. That he goes to the house of the Guru. And what he does there? Vasandanto Guru Hitam. He only lives for the interest of the Guru. You understand? Not for his personal liking or what? I don't like Prabhu. I want to go home. What? Huh? No, this is not brahmachari. Brahmachari means what? He only live for the pleasure of the
Guru.
The Guru says sit down, you sit down. Guru says stand up. Not that you tell the Guru, Prabhu, I think I cannot. Then what ashram is that? What ashram is that? Hello? What ashram is that? It's not brahmachari, definitely. Yes? What ashram is that? Huh? I mean, the person is in Maya. You understand? Is that? Vasandanto Guruhitam Acharan Dasavan. This is what Dasavan, Nicha. Nicha means, you read the translation?
Yes. Narada Muni said, a student should practice completely controlling his senses. He should be submissive and should have an attitude of firm friendship for the spiritual master with a great awe. The brahmachari should live at the Gurukula only for the benefit of the Guru.
This is the point. So the whole idea is to have this character reformation. Because only by surrendering to the spiritual master, you can give up this false ego. This false is a big problem, this thing. Because this false ego, it gives room for so many kinds of speculation. I think I showed that verse, no? Breeding ground of all kind of, you know, 11:13:33, I think.
11:13.
Yeah.
Putting ground of doubt.
All kind of doubts and all kind of nonsense. Yeah? Is it not?
This one. You should consider how, by the influence of my illusory energy, these three states of mind caused by the modes of nature, Jai Shri Ram, teacher, have been artificially imagined to exist in me. Having definitely ascertained the truth of the soul, we should utilize the sharpened sword of knowledge acquired by the logical reflection and from the instructions of sages and Vedic literature to completely cut off the false ego, which is the breeding ground of all doubts. All of you should then worship me, who am situated within the heart.
So this is the reason going to the guru who can cut all this what? And actually the another reason why you go to the guru is because you learn the pitfalls of sex life, which you cannot learn in your so-called college. In fact, in college, you learn how to mala, shila, what? Not japamala, not shalagram shila. Hello. Huh? You see how you get so much contamination. I mean, I talk to so many boys. Their real problem is this phonograph. So much addicted to this nonsense. But in Gurukula, I think there's another word. What is he supposed to do? He cannot even think. Huh? What is that word? Go to that one. You see the duty of the brahmachari. You see, he cannot think of a woman. He cannot look at the woman. He cannot.
6.12 purport.
No, it's not that. It's supposed to be this. No, that's
See here, you can read this. Actually, indulge in sex life.
KLEP. You put KLEP instead of KLEP.
So you see, there are conditions, that's what the brahmachari is supposed to do. The main thing is this, to completely avoid
This one?
contact with the opposite sex, even in dreams. Even in what?
This by Sridhara Swami. Smaranam Kirtanam Kelihi Prekshanam Guhya Bhashanam Sankalpo Dhyayavasascha Kriya Nivrittir Evacha Devasayascha.
See, to properly execute celibacy, the idea of brahmacharya is what? Celibacy. Huh? You understand? And celibacy cannot be practiced at home. That is, forget it. This is nonsense. This is what? It's not possible. And it says here, to properly execute, one should not even think or even talk of sex life. Reading modern literatures and newspapers, and I also you must put this one. What is this? Huh? Filled with sexual material is also against the principle of brahmacharya. Similarly, indulging in sex in any way, looking at and whispering with hello, 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 whispering at hello. Huh? Is that? With girls and determining or endeavoring to engage in sex life are all against the principles of brahmacharya. Actually, this is the brahmacharya ashram. Because without this, you cannot get knowledge. Because you have sex in your head, how you can study? That's what they're doing in school. Right? That is all it is. And then they come out after meeting the mala, shila, and somebody, and they experiment. If you marry one mala, it doesn't work, you go to the shila. So in this way, it is going on. One thing after the other. And nobody is happy. Nobody is. whole thing become messed up, society become messed up, Varna Shankara Vijayate, everything is topsy-turvy. See, this is the problem. You understand? It's all based on this one point that the men are not trained. You understand? It's not the woman only at fault. The man is, the main thing is the man. If he is trained properly, so he starts at a young age. So you see this? By austerity, celibacy, and control of the mind and the senses, one can advance in pure life. See, tapodevyam putrakaha yena sattvam sudayat jasmat brahma saukyam ta'anantam. See, it all goes, tapasya, tapadevyam. I mean, why the king had to tell his sons to do austerity? And austerity can only be done if it's trained by the guru. Otherwise, if you go to the mother, how the mother will teach you austerity? Yes. Yes? Can. Huh? The mother will baby you. Darling, darling. Huh? Yes. Correct? Yes or not? Yes or not? You don't know. Your mother don't baby you. Oh, really? Good mother. So you see how this has become corrupt. And then they go to such school, they learn only about having sex life, and they think that sex life is everything. Huh? The whole thing becomes messed up. Actually, in one verse, it says the greatest problem is to looking for sex life. You know where that verse? 11, 19, what? 11, 19. Is it 11, 19? Can you take it out? You see, greatest misery is looking for life.
11, 19, 40.
40.
See how the Lord is saying, this is the Lord speaking, is it? Not anyone speaking. Word of the Lord is very what? Conclusive. See? It's not. Come on, go down. Yeah. Real happiness is to transcend material happiness, and unhappiness and real misery is to be implicated in searching for sex pleasure. Is that point there? Huh? Understand? This Vedic system is completely against this materialistic system. The materialist system is always promoting what? The sex life. The whole concept is about how to engage in sex life. Whereas spiritual life is based on how to stay away from that. Abstain. That's why that verse Prabhupada quoted two words, Brahmana and Kripana. A Brahmana is someone who is what? Interested in spiritual life. And a Kripana is one who is a miser and is always interested in the lower pleasure. So therefore the training is so important because this will give the strength. And you do this austerity and you do this penance, then you'll be able to cope with many, many problems that you're going to face in the future. And especially if you enter into the householder ashram, it is not a very joyful ashram. In fact, it is said that the amount of misery the householder suffers is more than even the yogi sitting in the Himalayas. Yes? No. You see how the thing is so, because it is not a rosy ashram, it's an ashram, as you see, even the Lord here has to go through. He came to play the role as a man. Yes? And as a man, you see that verse here. Martya Shikshanam. Right? To give instruction to the conditioned soul. What he actually means. How he, of course, he planned it to take his wife out. Usually the wife will never travel. You cannot take travel, but bring your wife out, This is another problem. It shows how dangerous it is. And bringing his wife out, of course, he had a plan. He wanted Ravana to kidnap her, so he got a reason to kill him. He can't just go kill someone. Okay. That is his pastime. Of course, he can, by his pastime, he's teaching us what are the consequences. So here you can see Mate Shikshanam,
This one.
Raksho Vadan, the killing of Ravana, Kevala Vibhu. So the idea of this whole thing is to understand that this material world, the whole conditioning starts with this sex life. That is explained very clearly in this verse 588. Sorry, 558.
558.
Can see here, this is how it begins. You see, the conditioning. Read the Sanskrit, read the English.
The attraction between male and female is the basic principle of material existence. On the basis of this mixed conception, which ties together the hearts of the male and female, one becomes attracted to his body, home, property, children, relatives, and wealth. In this way, one increases life's illusions and thinks in terms of I and mine.
So this is no university teaches you this thing. Is there a university who teach you this thing? No. Actually, their whole idea, management course, is to how to increase. You first and foremost, you must be married. If you're not married, they don't give the job. Why? Because they know you won't be productive. If you're married, yeah, you will work like an ass. Yes? Prabhupada said this was what? Malcolm's something he said.
Infectious to economic.
Huh?
Mainly life is infectious to economic.
Yeah.
Who's for?
No, but there was somebody principle you were talking about. Huh? What? Who's?
Marshall economic. The economist.
Marshall, yeah. Marshall Plan. So the whole idea they study, if you put them together, then the guy will be enslaved. This is what exactly the word is saying. You see that? So if you want to get entangled, and then of course you may say, what's wrong with it? Man and woman live happily together ever after. That's a fairy tale. You understand? Says here that connection brings about first children, attachment, then wealth, then land, house, one thing after the other. And then he starts thinking of me and
Mine.
this conditioning of the mind becomes very much detrimental. So he forgets why he thinks of me and mine, because me and mine is the consciousness of an animal. The animal consciousness is always, barking, territory, fighting because of their bodily consciousness. So that is what actually happens if one engages in sex. So therefore, this is the very, very big problem. So of course, what you can do, you cannot say that no, everybody become brahmachari. Of course, we try to train them like that, but it is not possible for everyone to stay as such. So then what is the alternative for that? What is the alternative for that? Yeah, maybe you go into the ashram, then what happens? So at least you get the training to understand that you are not going into some rosy situation. You understand this point? And you also understand that even in this ashram, you should learn how to practice restraint. You understand? And how to do that, at least you know. And only by Krishna consciousness, then you can attain this objective. Because if you do not bring Krishna into your household, that's why it's called Grahastha Ashram. Now, the two words for that, Grahastha and Grahamedi. Grahamedi means unrestricted animal. Animals. Whereas Grahastha means one who is following rules and regulations. You understand? So that is can only come if the person is trained. If he is not trained, he cannot do that. It's not possible. Plus, then they are introducing all these contraceptives, so many things, birth control, whatnot. The more you engage in all this kind of activities, then the ashram becomes chaotic. Fighting, divorce, headache, so many things. Because sex life creates a lot of misery. You see in this verse, 7:9:45, is it?
Yes.
Maitunadi, grahamedi aisukam tucham. What is that? Next line.
Kanduya eva karayoriva
Dukkha
dukkha.
dukkam. See how many words here? Dukkha dukkam, bahu dukkha. I mean, 3 lines of dukkha. Huh? Only the first line. Tucha. That means even the word tucha means what? Very insignificant happiness. Huh? Very,
Tucham.
very insignificant happiness and so much of dukkha square.
Dukkha square.
What is dukkha square? Not just dukkha times dukkha. Dukkha is
Multiplied.
that. And then tripayanti neha. Tripayanti means what? No satisfaction. Neha, no. And bahu dukkha bhaja. Bahu means what?
So much.
Right. See how in this world so many things are explained. So because a person is intoxicated by lust, therefore he cannot see. He cannot what? That's why lust is there. No, why lust is there? To cloud your consciousness. He cannot see. Cannot what? So he think, no, no, no. You know, they think like this, huh? You know, go to this verse, huh? 5:13. Is it 5:12:13? A young couple.
Yeah.
5:12:13. Low class young couple. Hello.
No.
Okay, go 5:18:13. Yeah,
Yes.
you go there. Okay, good. Right. Can you read Dampati? See that? Can you read?
Aquatics, always designed to remain in the vast mass of water. All conditioned living entities naturally desire to remain in the vast existence of Supreme Lord. Therefore, if someone very great by material calculations fail to take shelter of the Supreme Soul, but instead becomes attached to material household life, his greatness is like that of a young low-class couple. One who is too attached to material life loses all good spiritual qualities.
See that? Low class.
Young couple.
Understand? See, Bhagavatam has got everything inside you. Please. That's why we say don't study the Bhagavatam. If you want to enjoy material life, then don't take this. We are selling Bhagavatam, right? Very dangerous book. You don't know what book you are giving to the householders. Huh? If they read. Huh? Understand? You see? And not only that, you lose all spiritual qualities. Whatever you have got, finish. Understand? They cannot make any advancement. You follow? You get illusion because the sex life drains out everything. Maya is so powerful. That's why this is dangerous. This is what? So what the alternative? The alternative is that you, whatever you learn in the brahmacharya ashram, wake up in the morning, chanting around, doing puja, all this must also be applicable in the ashram. You cannot say, no, I'm a householder, I don't have to do all these things, I got more important things to do, take care of my wife. Huh? Yes, I decorate my wife. Instead of decorating the deity, I decorate my wife. Yeah? Hello? What's going to be the consequence? It's going to be dangerous. Understand? Especially you get children, you get, so much responsibility become what. That's why the training is there. What is the training? The sadhana. You wake up, you chant. Now what will happen if you do this? Because you get then relief from this material misery. Understand? You want some relief, then unless you put Krishna in the center, then everything becomes adjusted. That's why even householders, they're difficult enough for them to do so much puja. I've seen many householders. Initially, Gonita is there, Jagannath is there, everybody. Radha, it becomes like, wow, it's fantastic. And after some time, what happened? No, Prabhu, I cannot do this puja. I can only do once a month, once a year. What all kind of crazy ideas? Yes? Ah, you understand? So you see, it is a heavy load. But then has to go out, make money, has to come back to take care of the family, got this, that, so many things. Huh? Is it not? Yeah? Very difficult. So of course it's simplified and they are given shalagrams to do puja, easy, finish. At least you maintain your spiritual discipline. So if you do this and you keep Krishna in the center, then there is some relief. If you don't have Krishna inside and you try to leave this ashram, then you become tormented. You become, I would say, you'll be crushed. You'll be very dangerous if you go into this ashram without Krishna. Then the suffering is, very, 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 you'll be tormented actually. And like burning, what is that verse 11:48? Huh? Go to the purport of that. Purport. Go down. Go down no more. You see the verses are there. Go.
Sure.
Yeah. You read this. Yeah.
My dear Lord, for one who is being cruelly burned in the blazing fire of material miseries, having fallen into the network of material existence, I do not see any possible shelter besides your two lotus feet, which are a shower of nectar extinguishing the fire of suffering.
Is that? If you do not see the lotus feet of the Lord, then you'll be cruelly burned. You'll be what?
Cruelly burned.
Next verse. Go down.
Yes. Material existence is like an ocean that is extremely difficult to cross. The conditioned souls have fallen into this ocean, which is not cool but rather burns them with the fire of misery. For one who has fallen into the sea, and desires to get out, there is no rescue boat except the constant relishing within oneself of the pastime narrations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
So unless we put Krishna in our life, as you get no solution to this material world. You can try, you can see, you can observe also. Look, so many. Especially today, the world, you see how everywhere there's war, everywhere there's something, right?
Yes.
And suddenly there's an earthquake.
Yeah. Turkey.
There's no peace in this place. You understand? So we have to understand that this can only happen if we bring Krishna into our. That's why Ramchandra came. He to teach this. You understand? Actually, he delivered the whole Ayodhya. He took all Ayodhya back with him. The next verse you can read that. You coming to me. He delivered all. Because in his Ayodhya, everybody was Ram conscious. and solution. So if we really want to become happy, then we have to live like this. We have to put Krishna in center of our life. If we try to do anything else, consequences is going to be very bad. You understand? I always quote this verse, 266 Bhagavad Gita. Ayuktasya what?
Nasti bhuktirayuktasya.
See, I always quote this. See?
न चैयुक्तस्य भावना न चाभ्यत्यव शान्तिर् अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम् अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्. One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace?
You cannot try to swim against the current, no? You have to flow. And that flow means you have to accept Krishna. You understand? You cannot try any other nonsense. You will not work. You only end you in miseries. If you want to double your miseries, then no question, you can always do that. I mean, we are not checking. But you think it is fun to be in misery? Huh? Fun. Huh? Tell me, very fun, is it? You like, oh, I want problems. Give me problems. You say like that? Huh? Nobody wants it. So therefore you are given this human body. Therefore you are given instruction. Therefore you are told, do this, do that. You want to get out? This is the solution. You want to try any other thing, it's going to be a big problem. Especially if you get attracted to sex life, and that's the seal, finish. The fate is. You understand? So you see, you may think, oh no, can you go to the purport of this verse? You go 334, right? Bhagavad Gita 334.
Okay.
Even you are a devotee, if you try to do everything, protect it, still there's danger. Huh? You can read the purport.
Yeah. Those who are in Krishna consciousness are naturally reluctant to engage in material sense gratification. But those who are not in such consciousness should follow the rules and regulations of the revealed scriptures. Unrestricted sense enjoyment is the cause of material engagement. But one who follows the rules and regulations of the revealed scriptures does not become entangled by the sense objects. For example, sex enjoyment is a necessity for the conditions of, and sex enjoyment is allowed under the license of marriage ties. According to scriptural injunctions, one is forbidden to engage in sex relationships with any woman other than one's wife. All other women are to be considered as one's mothers. But in spite of such injunctions, a man is still inclined to have sex relationships with other women. These propensities are to be curbed. Otherwise, they will be stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. As long as the material body is there, the necessities of the material body are allowed, but under rules and regulations. And yet, we should not rely upon the control of such and yet we should not rely upon the control of such allowances. One has to follow those rules and regulations unattached to them, because practice of sense gratification under regulations may also lead one to go astray. As much as there is always the chance of an accident, even on the royal roads. Although they may be very carefully maintained, no one can guarantee that there will be no danger even on the safest road. The sense enjoyment spirit has been current a very long time, owing to material association. Therefore, in spite of regulated sense enjoyment, there is every chance of falling down. Therefore, any attachment for the regulated sense enjoyment must also be avoided by all means. But attachment to Krishna consciousness or acting always in the loving service of Krishna detaches one from all kinds of sensory activities. Therefore, no one should try to be detached from Krishna consciousness at any stage of life. The whole purpose of detachment from all kinds of sense enjoyment is ultimately to become situated on the platform of Krishna consciousness.
Purport is so clear.
Yeah.
Yes. Is it not?
Yes.
See, in this example, Ramchandra is showing one side and Ravana is showing the other side. Ravana is uncontrolled. Yes. And what happened to him? See, he was finished. Actually, if Ravana did not go and kidnap Sita, he will carry on living properly. Yes? Isn't it? Right? But he misused. As a result, not only he was destroyed, his whole kingdom was gone, finished. All because of uncontrolled stand.
Gratification.
On the other hand, Ramachandra, you see, he only one wife, he never, he could have said, Sita is never mind, I will get so many Sitas. He never said. And he protected his wife. Prabhupada said in the purport,
Yeah.
the duty of the husband is to what? Protect his wife. And now, this is very important. I think purport of 136, an aggressor must be killed.
Yeah.
Right? I think 136, Atatahina.
Yes.
Purport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A poison giver, one who sets fire to the house, one who attacks with deadly weapons, one who plunders riches, one who occupies another's land, and one who kidnaps a wife
See?
must be killed.
So all these persons must be killed. So Ram, he taught the lesson. What is the meaning of protecting one? You understand? So these are all lessons to learn. We have to learn this thing. That's why the Lord has to come down to teach. He's coming to what? Teach us.
Jai Shri.
Ramayanam is not just pastime of Ram and Sita. It is lessons to learn how it is so dangerous. The ashram, how you should be careful. So these things are not taught. So everybody is they think that householder ashram means, unrestricted sex life and this and that, so many nonsense. As a result, a little fighting, then there is separation. So everybody is, actually the amount of single mothers are alarming.
Yeah.
Yes. Why? No protection? Yes. So you see how nobody is happy. You think the woman alone is happy? No. Then the man again is crazy. You will go do again some nonsense. So this way the whole thing is messed up. The whole thing is. So if you really want happiness, then austerity and penance and detachment. And we put Krishna in the center. You don't want to be Krishna conscious, then there's a heavy price to pay. And that Krishna will let you just, you enjoy the life, carry on, No. Krishna is not such a fool, right? He will make you pay the price. Actually, this unrestricted sense enjoyment will lead you to hell. You know where's that verse? Unlimited sense enjoyment will lead you to hell. Who knows? No, Prabhu, there's no such verse. What? Where? $16. Again, clue. 16. 16 what? 16.
Yeah.
Ah,
Aneka chitta vibhrahata. Mohajala network. Thus, perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell.
is that? By the senses, you go back to Vaikuntha or something. Huh? You what? Fall down to hell. And not only that, you can go 316 or
Yeah.
516. This is the word I quote all the time. 316, yeah. 316.
Pravartitam Chakram.
316, yeah.
Yeah. Agami. Indriya.
So here you see the word. When you don't follow the Shastra, you certainly lead a life full of sin. Living only for the satisfaction senses, such a person lives in vain. So there's no good, what we say, outcome of this sense enjoyment. You live in vain, you are in misery, and the end result is why you want to do all these things? There's a question mark. Why you want to? That's why the Lord comes. You show us, you don't get into this. All this can be saved. Of course, in Kali Yuga, all this can be simply you open your mouth and chant. Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
This is the only solution. Right? Can you go? 12:3:51. Is that 12:3:51?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kaler Doshanide Rajan, Asti He Eko Mahanuna, Kirtana Deva Krishnasya, Mukta Sangha Param Vishnu. My dear king, although Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, there is still one good quality about this age. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one can become free from material bondage and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom.
This is the only solution. It's the only chanting Krishna's name. If you don't want to do this, then there is no other way, no other solution. Cannot make it. You understand? See? So all these are just important lessons for us. Because we are trapped in this body. And when we are trapped in this body, then naturally we want to enjoy the senses. Correct?
Yes.
So there are regulations. For example, if you can you go to this verse? Loka Shiva 11.
5:11.
See, for getting ourselves
Yes.
not entangled, because these are all restrictions. You see, in this
In
material.
this material world, the conditioned soul is always inclined to sex, meat eating, and intoxication. Therefore, religious scriptures never actually encourage such activities. Although the scriptural injunctions provide for sex through sacred marriage, for meat eating through sacrificial offerings, and for intoxication through the acceptance of ritual cups of wine, such ceremonies are meant for the ultimate purpose of renunciation.
So there is regulations. Okay, you are inclined to say, okay, you get married. Krishna conscious, stay together, yes, worship the Lord. That's and if you want to, of course, you don't want to eat meat. That's not for you. And of course, you also. I don't think you want to drink wine, right? You want to drink some wine? I don't. I don't think so. So anyway, these are regulations so that your life is regulated. Because the whole idea is to transcendently elevate the soul, going back to God. So the best method is to take up this method of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of chanting Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, Nasteva. And it doesn't matter where you have, suppose you come from a very fallen background, it doesn't matter. It does not. I quoted that verse, Prabhupada quoted that verse. Even you are a Chandala, I think it's 431:10. Purport. Even you come from a very low background, never mind you have done so many nonsense, doesn't matter. If you just again pick up, can you go? Purport? Yeah, no, Chandala. Yeah, see, this verse. See, chant.
Chandalopi Dvijashresto Hari Bhakti Parayana haribhakti vihinascha dvijopi swapachadamaha. 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 Even if one is born in the family of a Chandala, if one engages in the devotional service of the Lord, he becomes the best of the Brahmanas. But even a Brahmana who is devoid of devotional service is one of the level of the lowest dog eater.
Is that? Prabhupada quoted this verse. So you see how there's solution, Now the Lord is not very unkind. It's a solution. Solution is to take up this devotional process. With the help of it, you cannot do it on your own. That's not possible. You must take shelter of a devotee. You understand? There's another verse. Huh? I think it's in 24, 145. 145 or 125? 125. Can you go? For 24, 125. Yeah. Can you read?
O great learned devotee, although there are many faults in this material world, there is one good opportunity, the association with devotees. Such association brings about great happiness. Due to this good quality, our strong desire to achieve liberation by merging into the Brahman effulgence has become weakened.
So you see, this is a very important association of
Devotees.
And that's why Prabhupada has set up this society all over the world, so that you can go and associate. So without this association, it's very difficult to overcome Krishna's Maya. Practically impossible. Because there's an example is given, no, if you get one stick, you can break easily, right?
Yes.
But you got a pile of sticks, can you break that? That is not possible. That's why we need to what? Stay in the association of
Devotees.
coming together. Of course, you can chant at home, you can do everything at home. When you come to the temple and do, there is another, what we say, special strength. So that's why this temple is very important. Actually, there's a verse, which shows why the temple is very important. In 7:14. What is 7:14?
7:14, 29, 30.
Can you look at that? You see why the temple is important.
Auspicious indeed are the places where there is a temple of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, in which he is duly worshipped, and also the places where there flow the celebrated sacred rivers mentioned in the Puranas, the supplementary Vedic literatures. Anything spiritual done there is certainly very effective.
Is that? Can you go next verse?
Yes. The sacred lakes like Pushkara and places where
Go down.
yeah.
Yeah, read that.
Similarly,
Go up a bit.
Similarly, places outside India where there are centers of the Krishna consciousness movement and where Radha Krishna deities are worshipped must all be visited and worshipped by those who want to be spiritually advanced. One who intends to advance in spiritual life may visit all these places and perform ritualistic ceremonies to get results 1,000 times better than the results of the same activities performed in any other place.
Is that? So the idea is that wherever the deities of the Lord Radha Krishna become very powerful, I think you also can experiment that, right? Where you feel chanting better, the Kalang River.
No.
Oh, coming here. Huh? Hello? Where? Actually, so if you get the chance, we can stay close, then why not? Yes, take advantage, chanting with the devotees. And when the temple is open at 5 o'clock, correct? And join in. You see how much your mind becomes subdued, how much you make progress in this very, very problematic material world. So these are all for you to test out, It's not that we are just whimsically telling you and all that. So you see the potency. You take advantage, you chant for those people who are already in the Grahastha ashram or Grahamedi ashram, whatever. By coming here and taking association, you can overcome. And that's also confirmed by what is it? Yudhishthira Maharaj. Narada, he was asking this question, right? 7:14:1, I think he asked, how we householders, caught in this old mess, every day forgetting the law, how we can? He asked this question. Can you read?
Maharaja Yudhishthira inquired from Narada Muni, O my lord, O great sage, kindly explain how we who are staying at home without knowledge of the goal of life may also easily attain liberation according to the instructions of the Vedas.
Without the goal, we don't know what's going on, what to do, because we are so much in problem. We get what? We forget. We what? Understand? That happened also to Ajamil, no? The moment he fell down, he forgot everything, right? Did he forget? Or did he remembered? Oh, I have to go back. Hare Krishna. He forgot everything. He completely become bewildered. And that's how Maya works, You understand? You forget even yourself. And you go 5, 5, 16. 5, 5, 16, huh? Because the ashram is such that they only worry about one thing. What is that? What is that they worry? Huh? Nothing. What do you worry? How to get what? You understand? It's explained there in another verse also. There's another verse for that. Right? What is that? Can you read?
Due to ignorance, the materialistic person does not know anything about his real self-interest.
He doesn't know. Materialistic person does not know anything about his self-interest. He doesn't know. Why?
The auspicious path of life. He is simply bound to material enjoyment by lusty desires, and all his plans are made for this purpose. For temporary sense gratification, such a person creates a society of envy, and due to this mentality, he plunges into the ocean of suffering. Such a foolish person does not even know about this.
So the word are always householder. They add this word, envious householder. Why the word envious is added into the householder thing? Huh? Why? Because sense gratification brings about envy. Understand? So the person gets stuck. And what they do? Morning running to get money. And evening either enjoying sex life or sleeping. Okay? Can you go to that verse? You know?
Yeah, 1, 3. Nidraya harite nakam, kriyate nakam, vyavayena cha vavayaha. Divacharthe haya rajan, kutumba varanena va.
Kutumba bara. Kutumba, you never say kutumba happiness. Kutumba baram. Baram means what? What is the meaning of baram? Unnecessary weight. Right? Yeah.
The lifetime of such an envious householder is passed at night either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and in the daytime either in making money or maintaining family members.
So this is what happens. Okay, worrying about money and then enjoying either sleeping or sex life. Okay. So all this can be countered if you open your mouth and just simply chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Can you go 5, 24, 20?
If one who is embarrassed by hunger or who falls down or stumbles, chant the holy name of the Lord even once, willingly or unwillingly, he is immediately freed from the reactions of his past deeds. Karmis entangled in the material activities face many difficulties in the practice of mystic yoga and other endeavors to achieve that same freedom.
Is that? Just by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Immediately you get free. Then in next line he said, karmis,
Entangled in material.
they face so many difficulties. This is two different situations. So please take a little bit interest in this program today and understand that it's not just that Ram means talking about Lord Ram. Yeah, that's nice to hear. But you have to understand the inner meaning, why he actually came to help us understand problems we are going through. And it's all based on sex life. So if you can transcend that, then you will overcome so many. So many? That is Vedic culture. Vedic culture means austerity, abstinence, renunciation, that, and this all cannot come by your own strength. That's not possible. It can only come if you take shelter of the Lord through everything will help. Your own, it will not work. See? No, and right? But the writing is there, you completely to the end.
Yeah. Srila
True. But that is in the transcendental level, cannot be imitated. Material world cannot experience that. Only in the spiritual level, one who is liberated, so even separation is very blissful because they're constantly in contact with Lord. So that's a different context. Sometimes they say Ramayana very painful, We are reading about the Lord separation, how all he had was problems, and Sita came back and asked her to go away. He banished her, right? And after that, she went into to the earth, correct? Right? And he was, I think, what, 30,000 years or something? 13,000 years he was single, lamenting with his two sons. So it looks like a very painful subject matter. Yeah? But no, for the Lord, there are no separation. Actually, just like the gopis, Krishna left them when they were, 10 years old. And he did not come back. The last he came back was 125 years later. And the gopis are seemingly crying for what? How long? 125 years. How much painful it will be. But no, the moment you think of the Lord is already there. There's no separation. Cannot be separation. So we have to understand this. You can do by reasoning, but unless you are in the transcendental level, these things will not be understood so easily. All right. I think apart from that, we covered all the. Did we miss out any other points? Purport? Huh?
There's a question.
Uh,
Like some people are saying from devotee that like association of devotees you mentioned, right? Very important. So when we read books, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are so many devotees who are mentioned, like Prahlad, Bhuva, or Chaitanya Leela, so many devotees. So those are all pure devotees. And if we read those books when we are associating with those pure devotees, so but if you go to the temple, you are associating with not pure devotees. And therefore reading the book and not going to the temple is better, at least in the beginning. You associate with the pure devotees and not the non-pure.
So what is the idea? They want to stay at home and read the books only.
Not get contaminated by pure devotees.
So in temple there are no pure devotees.
No, always conditioned. Whereas Bhagavatam, all the mentioned are pure devotees.
So in the temple they are all contaminated devotees. Huh? See, you have to understand that this is the consciousness of a neophyte. A neophyte is always finding fault. This is the problem. So in order to elevate him from that conditioning platform, association is required. And when you stay in the association of devotees who are following a pure devotee, then their association is also important. You understand? You cannot, that's why one time Prabhupada, you let all the women, ask them to go and chant somewhere else because they're on Maya. Prabhupada, in the temple, there's no Maya. You are in Maya. Hey? You understand? You follow? So therefore, a neophyte is always finding fault. When he comes to the temple, I remember I was staying with somebody and I had to go to the. I said, why you want to go to the temple? No, I want to go there and see who's coming for Mangala. He's not going there to attend Mangala. He's going there to check out. What kind of consciousness is that? Yeah? So that fault finding thing is an, what do we say, inherent quality of someone who is associating with non-devotees. So that is the what Ichya Divise, Samutena principle, enviousness, finding, fault finding. So when a person is inhibited with this kind of consciousness, if he comes into the Buddhist platform, naturally he will vomit out all his nonsense. Because that's what he's doing. He's outside, he's just trained to find fault. Is it not? I remember one devotee was working, of course he was staying in the temple, he was working out. The moment he come to the temple, he is so grumpy and so disturbed because the modes of material nature. And then he settled down, take prasadam, chant a bit, and then wow, cool. Because the consciousness, you understand? So therefore, a person who thinks like that is actually contaminated. What is the word? Avishuddha buddhi. That's a contaminated consciousness. Because all shastras say you must associate devotees. Is it not?
But they say this is the devotees, pure devotees will associate.
That okay, no problem. You associate with the pure devotee. Who is that pure devotee?
Prabhupada's purports and all the personalities in the books.
What is that verse you chant in the morning here? Hello, Nasta Priyeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. What is that? Hello, can you take out that word? 1, 2, 18. Is it?
18.
Huh? What is that? Unless he is a pure devotee, I will not associate. Yes? Yes?
Krishna Bhagavat, Madhya Bhagavat, Uttam Bhagavat.
So it says here, Nasta Priyeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. But this is pure devotee Bhagavata, I think. But the translation?
By regular attendance in the class of the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed.
Associating with a pure devotee means associating with his instruction. Yes? And if the pure devotee is saying, you go to my temple and do your devotional service, what does that mean? No, I will go and associate with only pure. This is speculation. Is it not? What is the pure devotee? Prabhupada is saying. You stay at home, read my books. Did he say that? What is it? Huh? He said, you go attend the morning program. Where you got your morning program at home? Huh? I don't know what kind of program is that. In my experience, seeing the many programs that are going on everywhere, that I stay, I see so many things. Firstly, standard, don't know. Even don't know how to sing, don't know how to play the instrument, don't know how to do nothing.
Yeah.
Huh? What program is that? Come on. So therefore, they don't understand this. Associating means to take the instruction of the spiritual masters, one life and soul. You understand? It's not that you only physical association. Then how to associate? No. By today's context, who's the pure devotee then? Huh? Who? Nobody. Because Prabhupada, according to them, is dead and gone. So, sit at home and read the book. Yeah? That's all. How to wear dhoti? How are you going to learn that?
Again, devotee needed.
Huh? After going to the toilet, you must show who are you going to learn that? How to put tilak? Of course, maybe videos are there.
That again,
How
devotee.
to put tilak and everything. Tie dhoti. Yeah, dhoti also. He thought the wrong way. He thought how to wear dhoti the wrong way, is it? So this, all these things, speculation. No, I don't want to associate anything. Actually, that kind of consciousness is defined in the Bhagavatam as someone who is a separatist. Can you go to the verse?
320.
You know where's that verse? Huh? Hello, 329, 80.
Yeah.
See, this is the mood of a person who is a what? Separatist. Separatist is not finding fault. Can you go? Devotional service in the mode of passion, not devotional service in the mode of transcendental.
Devotional service executed by a person who is envious, proud, violent, and angry, and who is a separatist, is considered to be in the mode of darkness.
Yeah? This is how he thinks. No, I want to do everything on my own at home. I will also do. You cannot. This is contaminated consciousness. Actually, Narottam Das Thakur is that I only want the association of devotees.
Devotees.
Right? What is that song?
Tadera Chandachanna Bhakti.
Ramachandra Sangamage, Narottama. He wants association. If someone doesn't want any association, means he has got contaminated. I remember one incident, one devotee, he was not coming to the program. He was, when class was going on, he goes up to his room and read Prabhupada books. He said, no, this class all, I will, just hear Prabhupada. And after some time, he fell down. So you try to do anything not in accordance to the instruction of the pure devotee, spiritual master, current link, and you're asking for trouble. You cannot try to. Can you go to this verse 12:9, RD 12:9? Purport you can see. You can see in the purport. Can you see the last? When disciples do not, can you read that?
When disciples do not stick to the principle of accepting the order of their spiritual master, immediately there are two opinions. Any opinion different from the opinion of the spiritual master is useless. One cannot infiltrate materially concocted ideas into spiritual advancement. That is deviation. Therefore, there is no scope for adjusting spiritual advancement to material ideas.
See that? There is no scope of trying to what?
Adjust.
Adjusting spiritual advancement to material ideas. You understand? So these are all concocted. That's not you see Prabhupada said. The moment you disobey the order,
Very important. The order of the spiritual master is the active principle in spiritual life. Anyone who disobeys the order of the spiritual master immediately becomes useless.
No, that's not that verse 9. Go to 9.
9.
See? You see 9. Don't know the purport. One cannot influence it. No, can you go higher?
Yes.
Any opinion different from the opinion of the spiritual master is useless. See? Can you go higher?
Sure.
When disciples do not stick to the principle of accepting the order of the spiritual master, immediately there's two opinions. Okay? The moment there's a separate opinion, then what it is?
Useless.
Any opinion different from the opinion of the spiritual master is useless. So can you prove to me that Prabhupada said you sit at home and do this thing because there's nobody pure around? Is it? Try to understand. See, this is what's the whole problem, that you don't want to submit to an authority. You understand? This is the problem. He doesn't want to submit to any authority. Because spiritual life means there must be an authority. Who is that authority? So the spiritual master, he delegates that. You go to the temple and then the temple president is there, then the what? All the other devotees are there, you take the association, and by the association you will make spiritual advancement. What I learned. Did you learn anything else? Do you go home and bake your own beans or something? No. It cannot work. You understand? So because he is a neophyte, he tried to concoct this thing. No, I will not read Prabhupada. And firstly, if you read also, will you understand? You understood. Oh, I read Prabhu, I got all the gyan, realization. Right? Can. Yashe Deve Parabhakti.
Yata Devi.
One has implicit faith in Guru and Krishna. Only then this purport are revealed to you. It is not that simply you buy the book like some kind of bookworm and you read day and night, you think you're going to get all this knowledge? Hello? Huh? No.
But then books people read and come to temple.
Yeah.
Understand they should come.
The reading of the book is to bring you to the temple, to take association, and by the association you make advancement. You understand? Then you get initiated, then you follow the rules, and one thing after the other. You understand? It is not just whimsical, I'll do what I like. It doesn't work. Cannot work, because if you don't, you disobey proper order, then you become useless. I mean, it's already there. It's very clear.
So what if the temple authorities are doing like ISKCON, they don't follow the order?
That's another thing. If we are not following, then that's a nonsense that we don't follow that. But you go to the genuine friendship should be cemented with the Swajali, spend time. Right? Cannot try to do this on your own. I mean, my experience, I never seen anyone on your own. Very difficult.
When Prabhupada is writing 491144, we have therefore established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Anyone who is trying to be looked from this Krishna Conscious Society, yet engage in Krishna Consciousness and living in great hallucination. For this is not possible. From the statement by Dhruva Maharaj, it is clear that unless one is associated with devotee, his devotional service does not mature. It does not become distinct from material.
I mean, he will say, yeah, I will associate with the pure devotee.
See, there,
That's what he will say. Understand?
this purport is in contrast to that 19157 purport where if one
Cannot leave.
Prabhupada says and stick with the order of the spiritual master and stay away from devotees who are not. But this way here is saying that you have to be, somebody is aloof, that's Maya.
No, when Prabhupada said you stick to him means you also go to people who are also having the same consciousness. Come to me directly, yeah, you can go, provided you are actually, and then Prabhupada right below he writes, one must be strictly following the 4 principles and chanting 16 rounds. How many of them can do that? Come on, it's very difficult if you just stay away on your own and try to maintain these 4 principles and chanting 16 rounds. It's going to be a challenge. Unless you are very, very, fixed up, then that's another thing. 10%, that I find it's a little difficult. Because many people that I'm preaching to, many are actually yankering for association. Just on their own, trying to flap their wings, a little bit tough. So Maya is not lightweight. Even you don't want to, but then you got this phone. Huh? Correct? What is in this phone? Mahabharata, Ramayana? What? Chaitanya Charitamrita. What is the tell me? Correct? So you have to see, that's why when you become advanced, then you, even by watching this thing, you are not disturbed. Then yes. That's the verse, 3:27, 26, I think. A pure devotee is never disturbed by Maya. Yes. Then yeah, you can stay. You can do what you are. Even in that situation, also you still also want association because you want to, engage in devotional service. See, an influence of material nature cannot harm an enlightened soul, even though he engages in material activities, because he knows the truth of the absolute and his mind is fixed on the supreme personality. Are you in this level? Hello? Are you in this level? Huh? So these are all, what we say, excuses to not come to associate with the devotees. How are you going to celebrate festival Janmashtami on your own? Ring the bell? What are you going to do? Huh? Tell me. How are you going to celebrate festival? Huh? Firecrackers. Huh?
Reading books.
Reading books. Krishna's birth, I just read only. Huh? Tell me.
But in that book only.
How are you going to sing alone? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. How? Tell me. This is not very, I would say, proper consciousness. Polluted consciousness. Is that polluted consciousness?
Same purport over right.
How are you going to take prasad? You're going to order cook yourself 3 times a day. Oh, pretty good. Eat yourself also. Huh? Wow, pretty renounced. One boy was doing like that. He was staying up in the tree somewhere in Mayapur and chanting all his rounds alone. And then after some time, Prabhupada asked what happened to him. Prabhupada, he said, after 3 days, he ran away.
Yeah.
Huh? So all this kind of a concocted method against the order of the Guru will simply create a disturbance. Simply create a disturbance. To show off. No, I'm better, I'm alone. I have not seen anybody in that category. In my practice for over so many years, I have not come across someone independently trying to make it monster. That's difficult. Especially new. I mean, to read the books at the early stage, you just want to close it down after 2 lines. Tell me, you're reading books, right? When you read, you want to read end to end straight, it's so exciting, is it? You just want to close it till the moment you finish 1-2 verses. Yes. Because philosophy, understand, requires a lot of dedication and purity, Without that, it's not possible. You understand? Anyway, you can try if you are lucky. I want a blessing for you. You stay at home, read the books cover to cover. Don't come to our Rath Yatra. You can attend the Rath Yatra by reading about it. And yes, did you feel blissful in our Rath Yatra?
Yes.
Huh? Or you felt better when you read about it? Which is which?
But both.
Both.
are good.
Yeah, because you attended and you're relishing the reading, but you didn't attend, then how you feel? It's a myth. This is a myth.
I mean, there is one pastime of Gaur-Kishore Das Babaji who was, everybody was going for Rath Yatra, and he asked the devotees. So all were going. One of them stayed back. He said, I want to listen to you. This is really good. You're going there for Rath Yatra only to see women and this and that. You're not really attending.
Says is the exercise of the eyes. Anyway, that actually that topic is a Prabhupada, he wanted to, all his god brothers was going on parikram. And then he said, Guru Maharaj is going to speak also, which you prefer.
Yeah.
Prabhupada wanted to stay back to hear. That can only happen if you are blessed by a devotee. Then Vasudeva Katha Ruchi, the taste for hearing will develop. Can you go to that verse? You know what verse? Sususayo.
16.
Hmm?
1 to 16.
Yeah.
So unless you are favored by a pure devotee, then this attraction for hearing will not come in your heart. Okay? Can you read? Can you read the
Translation. Quote Wiseborn sages, by serving those devotees who are completely free from all vice, great service is done. By such service, one gains affinity for hearing the messages of Vasudeva.
see that? So to get that taste for hearing, it requires blessing. Not that automatically it will come, you know. Anyway, all these things are there.
This boss is there 11 3:30.
11,
11 3:30.
11, 3:30.
One should learn how to associate with devotee of the Lord by gathering to chant the Lord.
Hey, take out that 3. I always quote this verse. 11, 3:30.
One should learn how to associate with the devotees of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most purifying. As devotees thus develop their loving friendship, they feel mutual happiness and satisfaction. And by thus encouraging one another, they are able to give up material sense gratification, which is the cause of all suffering.
Yeah. I think 29 also.
Yeah.
Go to 29.
One who desires his ultimate self-interest should cultivate friendship with those persons who have accepted Krishna as the Lord of their life.
Hello? What did you say? Friendship with what?
Those persons who have accepted Krishna as the Lord of their life.
Only the pure devotee. Huh? Is there a line that only the pure devotee? Huh? See, carry on.
One should further develop an attitude of service toward all living beings. One should especially try to help those in the human form of life, and among them, especially those who accept the principles of religious behavior. Among religious persons, one should especially render service to the pure devotees of the Supreme Personality of
To
Godhead.
render service to the pure devotees. What is the service? Reading his books. Huh? Prabhupada say you go distribute books, you go and what?
Yeah.
Do devotional service. Right? How are you going to do that? On your own. On your own. Possible? Come on, this is a myth, you know. I mean, it's clearly cut that the person is what? What is that word? Separatist.
Separatist.
That's the bottom line. He just doesn't want to associate, doesn't want to finding faults. That's all it is. Then he will not associate. Yeah, I want to go, I will just do my own thing, you know. And some problem is there in the consciousness. You follow? Without association with devotees, it's very difficult to make spiritual advancement. Even if you advance, you still have to associate with devotees. You have to speak. Yeah? Understand? Anyway, I think you all are very advanced. Please, each one of you go and start a temple somewhere. You've got 30 people here, I think more than 30. Everyone open one temple, yeah, you can do. Yes, we'll be more than happy. Yeah, you're going back, right? You open one there? Can? What? Huh? Can? Open a temple? Huh? Oh, maybe. Maybe means you're not sure. That means you have to stay with the associated devotees. Correct? Maybe means you're not sure. If you are really sure, you go and open now, yes. Right? There's no lacking of place, correct? Where you want to go? Timbuktu. You want to stay here. So try to understand the nonsense consciousness of what? No association. I do my own nonsense. I just associate with Prabhupada. Prabhupada is the real pure devotee. If you think you can understand his instruction and push on, okay, go ahead.
Even he also asked to open temples.
Huh?
Even he also asked to open temples. That time what will happen?
All this kind of nonsense, you know, independent. You cannot follow properly if you chant and without the association of devotees.
chant and hear and then I worship Krishna. And then define of that what the condition.
If you are not connected to Prabhupada, can you take out the verse and show it to me?
Adish, that's the long one.
Okay. 15:108. Unless one is
Can
initiated.
you first show him which Purana is coming? Vishnu Yamala. Where? See? Can you read? Can you read the Sanskrit? Because we may think we are cheating now. See? Read the Sanskrit. Adiksha. Adiksha means those who don't have initiation. Vamaru Kritam Sarvam Nira Artakam. Nir Artakam. Nir Artakam is useless. No value. Why is that something no value? Anyone who does not take initiation, all his devotional services are useless. Then, Pasu Yonim. Pasu means what?
Animals.
Animal. Avapnoti Diksha Virahito Janaha. Those who don't take initiation can descend into the animal species. Can you read the translation?
Unless one is initiated by a bona fide spiritual master, all his devotional activities are useless. A person who is not properly initiated can descend again into the animal species.
Even though he is standing 16 rounds and following the 4 principles. Hello? How are you going to get initiated independent, staying completely on your own? Who's going to recommend you? And Prabhupada says, unless you're recommended, you cannot get initiated. Correct?
Yes.
Yes? Hello? Yes? It's not something we wrote, huh? It's written there. You follow? Huh? So in order to make advancement, you need that training, that association. Yes? Don't keep beard. Hello? What? Prabhu, I don't want initiation, Prabhu. I want beard. Huh? You understand? There's so many rules that you cannot, you're concocting, You need somebody to what? Straighten you out. Right? You understand? Without that pushing, nobody can make advancement. Not possible. That's why we read, you only live for the pleasure of the Guru. The Guru says sit, you sit down. Guru says you eat this, you eat this. How you going to handle it? Right? Guru never say free for all. No, do what you like. Then what kind of ashram is that? No. You understand? Yeah, principle. There's some training. And if you don't want to take that, it's very difficult for you to make advancement. And Shri, you see, there's another word. If you don't do it, you will encounter unlimited problems in your spiritual practice. You know what is that word? You know? Take it up. You see here, if you don't want to take a guru and you don't want to take his instruction, then you will have unlimited problems. You see that? Can you see?
The mind is like an impetuous horse that even impetuous horse that even persons who have regulated their senses and breath cannot control.
What? Breath? What?
Breath.
Breath cannot control. Yes.
Those in this world who try to tame the uncontrolled mind, but who abandon the feet of their spiritual master, encounter hundreds of obstacles in their cultivation of various distressful practices.
See that? So you don't have a guru means you're going to do this thing. Firstly, he says you cannot control your mind. Correct?
Yes.
How if you cannot control your mind, then the mind becomes your greatest one?
Enemy.
Enemy. Yes? Then where you're going. And you will encounter so many problems. So many what? Huh? So you see, spiritual life, you have to learn. As we say, learn the ropes, And you can only do that, you go and associate with some experienced devotee.
Advanced devotees.
You understand? Like now you're asking question, how you know all these verses? How are you going to know? You're going to read the book, right? You're going to know all these things. How are you going to know? You're not going to find out. Even you read also, you won't know until somebody what teaches you. Yes,
Yes.
yes, or no? Huh? Otherwise, you see, that's not the word. The mind. The mind will teach you. What will teach you? The mind will only teach you sense gratification. Yes. So what will happen if you go with an uncontrolled mind? Your greatest enemy, Krishna said. Uncontrolled mind is your greatest. Ah. And to control the mind, you need a guru. Without the guru, you cannot make any advance. Can you just go to the purport there below?
Yes.
Huh? You see that? Just below, you see? It's Sa Guru Eva Bigachat. It says here in the purport. Look. Can you go out somewhere?
Yeah.
Mukunda. Tad Vijnanartham Sa Gurum Eva Bigachat. Eva Bigachat in Sanskrit means must. You cannot say maybe it could be I like, I do. What? What is it? Eva Bigachat, Sanskrit?
To understand these things properly, one must humbly approach with firewood in hand a spiritual master who is learned in Vedas and firmly devoted to the absolute truth.
Not a firewood to beat the Guru up, no? Huh? Firewood to beat the Guru up?
No,
What the firewood for? Huh? To perform
sacrifice.
yajna. You understand? So you have to know all these things, and only if you associate with someone who is experienced, how much you learn faster? Yeah? How much you learn faster? Yeah.
Very
You
good.
learn so many things without coming here. Did you? Yeah, you learn everything. You can suddenly I just read the book and everything appears. Is it? Just like what is his name? Huh? One of the Ramakrishna mission, right? The Guru just touched him and zap.
Ah.
Huh? Hello. Please try to understand. You follow? I have to surrender. That is the first thing. What is the first thing? Huh? Surrender. And surrender means what? According to my term. I like, I will, I do, don't like, can. That's not surrender. You understand? You don't surrender, there's no way you can make advancement. That's spiritual life. Yes, either you surrender to Krishna through the Guru or you surrender to your wife through your mind. Your choice. Yes.
Yes.
That's why it says two words, you know. What is that? It's two words. What is that? One way is going to the Guru, Mahat Sevam, Vimukte.
About God.
Another path is going where? Yoshit Sangam,
Yeah.
Tamudwaram. Two paths. Either you go this way or you go that way. Whichever way you want. There's no middle path. There's no one middle path. There's only two ways. You can see. Can you read? Read this.
Yes. One can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by rendering service to the highly advanced spiritual personalities. These personalities are impersonalists and devotees. Whether one wants to merge into the Lord's existence or wants to associate with the personality of Godhead, one should render service to the Mahatmas. For those who are not interested in such activities, who associate with people fond of women and sex, the path to hell is wide open. The Mahatmas are equipoised. They do not see any difference between one living entity and another. They are very peaceful and are fully engaged in devotional service. They are devoid of anger and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in any abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas.
So two ways. Either you go this way or you go a choice. Independent. Yata chasi. You do what you like. You understand? Dan Krishna, but you don't listen to me, you'll be finished. He didn't say you do what you like. He said again, if you don't listen to me, you will be finished. You understand? And Krishna, of course, we say you got independent, but you cannot misuse your independence. You understand? That's a process. And the process is given by the Acharya. Acharya Upasanam. The path is choked out by the Acharya. You follow this and you will be successful. And then try to concoct just because you learn one word, pure devotee. Now you trying to apply that to anybody and everybody and try to use your intelligence in that way, it only becomes trouble. Understand? If you have any kind of concoction, it must be supported by sadhu, shastra, and you cannot come with your manufacture. Difficult. You have problems. Yes.
Yes.
Huh? Any other points? Or?
Prabhu, one question in online.
Uh,
So you told one point that 5 to 25 years we need to take brahmacharya, right? So somebody is asking if someone realizes at 25 years, then if someone realizes at 25 years or after 25 years, can he take brahmacharya?
I didn't understand what you're saying.
So you told 5 to 25 years, one must be with guru and brahmacharya. He need to follow the
5 to 25 years.
From 5 years old to 25 years old, one must be in Gurukula. So what if a person comes to know about Krishna consciousness at 25, he realizes that he has to do brahmacharya. So at 25 years old, so what should he do?
No problem, you can join at 25 also. Our doors are wide open, any age you can come. Understand? There's no restriction. Yes?
Yes.
He wants to come over. Can you ask him? Ask him, he can come. Where are you from? Can join. We will take.
Okay.
Who is that?
Looks like he did not put the name. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu photo is there. Consider.
So, okay, thank you so much. I'm sorry we overshot this class. But the point is summarized that you have to understand that without proper training, you go into this ashram, grahastha ashram, it's going to be very difficult for you to handle. So therefore, there's a training period that go to the Gurukul and learn. But of course, this is all not possible because the age has gone so bad. At least the consolation is that you go take association of devotees and try to learn how to do it. And in that cause, if you get into the ashram, then you both will benefit. Husband will benefit, wife also, because you learn how to put Krishna consciousness in your life. And then you try anything other than that, as Ramchandra said here, today's verse, it's going to be very, very painful. This is the conclusion of the subject. Then it's an example of Ravana and Ram. Ram control, only one wife and nothing else. And Ravana, he was raping every woman until one woman cursed him. If you touch one woman, your head will burst into pieces. That's why he didn't touch Sita. After that curse, he did not touch Sita. Otherwise, he could have raped Sita. Why he didn't do that? As a curse. See, one this side and one that side. And this Ravana, because of sense gratification, his whole life was finished. Ram showing how you can still live peacefully. One wife, understand? Stanley, it's two examples, two sides of the coin. How you learn, understand. Krishna Veda Puran. So Krishna has given this Veda and Puran. Why? Because of the mercy for the living entity.
1
So try to understand this properly, then your whole life will be successful. Huh?
Yes. Okay, we'll end the class. I'll end the class.
What is that? You read the channels, read the translation.
Okay.
See, Krishna is giving the Shastra to help. Jevere Kripaya, Hoila, Krishna Veda Puran. Right? Right?
The conditioned soul cannot revive his Krishna consciousness by his own effort, but out of causeless mercy, Lord Krishna compiled the Vedic literature and it supplements the Puranas.
Yes. Because in the next verse he says, to understand this, you have to go to the
Sadhu.
pure devotee guru to understand. Not that you, oh, I know Krishna is given Veda, I'll go to the bookshop and buy all the Veda and Puran. Is it? Hello? Putra? What do you understand? Okay, stop you. Tantaraj, Sriman Bhagavatam, Ji,
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada, Ji.